Hey guys, so I'm here to do my final video in Sanford for today, the abandoned Logan's Roadhouse video. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this Logan's Roadhouse has been abandoned since at least a couple years. Alright, so here's the side of the building where the logo used to be. That small stump right there is where the road sign used to be. It's old and decrepit, crooked. Just a sad sight all around. Patio's decrepit. Lights bent. Here we can see better on the inside. Look at that. This doesn't even look like a restaurant. This looks like somebody's garage. There's some trash on the side. That's where the bar used to be. And here's the side that looks like a beer bottle, where the logo used to be. Just look at this. Everything is broken up, old, rotten. This doesn't even look like a restaurant. I wonder if somebody homeless is living in here. Some checkered tables right there. Probably for playing checkers, like Cracker Barrel. And actually, Cracker Barrel used to own Logan's Roadhouse. Fun fact for you. I don't think I've seen such a more pathetic excuse of a restaurant in my life. Trash everywhere. It's just old, decrepit, abandoned. Alright guys, so I think I have a good reason as to why Logan's Roadhouse went out of business. So a lot of Logan's Roadhouses have been closing over the years. I went to Logan's Roadhouse one time and I was not impressed with it. The steak was chewy, the fries were old and mushy. The food took forever to come to us. The floors were messy. The prices were extremely expensive. So overall, I did not have a good time with Logan's Roadhouse, but that's not this is not a review of Logan's Roadhouse. This is mainly the part where I talk about the reasons why I think it closed. So I think a big reason is because the reception to Logan's Roadhouse has not been very great over the years. When a restaurant gets bad reviews, a lot of people tend to stay away from those restaurants. And especially if a restaurant isn't clean or they don't have good food or good quality food, that'll definitely deter people away. Also, if you look behind me, do you see that whole construction area? That's where Joe's Crab Shack used to be. So another reason I think this one closed, especially, bad area. This is a very bad area for a restaurant. I don't think anybody would want to eat in this area. Next to another like declining restaurant chain, Joe's Crab Shack, this area entirely sucks. It's not a very good area to build a restaurant in, and it doesn't look appealing to families especially. So I think the area is a big reason why this one closed. Another reason is there's a lot of better options out here for steak, smoked foods, and just food in general. Like, if you want to name 3 other chains that are like Logan's Roadhouse but better, or at least critical wise, I can only say one is better than Logan's Roadhouse, and that's Outback Steakhouse. There's one down the road. There's a Texas Roadhouse, which a lot of people like. There's Longhorn Steakhouse, which I know a lot of people like. And Logan's Roadhouse is possible they just couldn't compete with those places, so they just couldn't keep the business running. Customers weren't coming. They didn't generate enough money to keep it running, so they eventually had to shut it down and close permanently. And again, like the other 2 videos I've talked about, the pandemic era, like any struggles that Logan's Roadhouse had before was amped up when the pandemic era hit. And like for a while, nobody was going to any restaurant. And when they finally did start going back to restaurants, Logan's Roadhouse was probably not the first one to come to mind. Logan's Roadhouse isn't the type of restaurant that you keep in your mind all the time when you want to go out to eat. It's the type of restaurant you see on the way, you think, that looks interesting, I'll try it. And then you just walk away and like forget about it. Like, I don't think Logan's Roadhouse has ever had that big of a name in the restaurant industry. I could be wrong, but the time that I've seen Logan's Roadhouse, it's never had a big name or a big impact on the restaurant industry. Another reason is there's not a lot of Logan's Roadhouses. Like, they're not as prominent as Outback Steakhouse, Longhorn Steakhouse, or Texas Roadhouse. They're a restaurant that you once in a while see on the road, and you might stop in or you might not. But Logan's Roadhouse has never really been one of those restaurants that is a go-to place for family food or just hanging out with friends in general. So because of those reasons, Logan's Roadhouse was unfortunately not able to keep their doors open, and they eventually closed down and just shut everything down entirely. And that's why I believe this Logan's Roadhouse closed down. So anyways, guys, what do you think? Do you think that my reasons are valid? Do you think that also it probably didn't help that the restaurant probably wasn't that clean? Or do you think there are other reasons why Logan's Roadhouse closed? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Before I go, I just want to say I know there are a lot of other reasons why Logan's Roadhouse has been struggling these past few years, and I fully intend to talk about those reasons in an analysis video. I'm going to get back to my retrospectives of companies and restaurants and whatnot in the near future. So if you want to know more about like the history of Logan's Roadhouse and why it's been declining over these years, I plan to do a decline of Logan's Roadhouse video coming in the near future, so you guys will be able to check that out and learn the full history of the restaurant. But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on this trip to Sanford. I'm going to head back home, and I will see you guys on the next video when I'm on the go again. Take care.